Something strange is happening in Germany, and it's that the president of Germany, Frank Walkenstammer, we need to make the difference. One thing is the chancellor, who is the leader of Germany, but in this case we're talking about the president. And it's that Frank Walkenstammer, reportedly warned that Germany is facing its greatest threat to democracy since 1989 when the Berlin Wall fell. During a commemorative speech today, Stammer himself reportedly recalled key moments in German history, including a moment from the founding of the Republic in 1918. He claims that democracy is under pressure and states that right now populism and extremism are on the rise, that they are poisoning debates and profiting from fear. He also makes direct reference to the resurgence of anti-Semitism after the Hamas attacks in 2023. And he mentioned that 87 years after Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, that hatred is still present, he assures. He warned about the growing moment of division being experienced in the East and in, but this German has lost the revolutionary energy of unification, he assures. The president himself says, without alarmism, that democracy and freedom are now more threatened than ever, he assures after reunification, pointing out that there are two major dangers. Russian authoritarianism, which destroyed the European peace order, and also the advance of the internal far right, which is gaining ground among the population, he assures. He states that he hopes the storm will pass, but that German society must act to protect the institutions. He emphasizes that citizen action is needed to prevent extremism from advancing in that country. Well, strong statements. Something strange must be happening inside Germany for this warning to be issued. It wasn't the 10th, it was the 9th, November 9th, when he made this statement, which I think is important. Thank you. The speech takes place in the context where right now, radical groups from different angles, from different political sides are gaining strength. And this division and that extremism, well, it worries Germany, but it's also happening in other regions of Europe. Pay attention to that. By the way, take a look at what's happening with these attacks that are happening right now in, well, those are the temperatures over there in Chicago. But let me show you what's going on. This is against two boats that were reportedly attacked in the Pacific. According to reports, there are 6 people who have lost their lives. This is in this region of the world, in this area where the United States has been carrying out attacks, right? Against this type of boat, these launches. The same Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, reportedly said that the total number of people killed would be 76 since the beginning. 76 people, he says. We eliminated, says the Secretary, narco-terrorists who intend to harm our country and its people, says the official, when they have already demanded that he show evidence of this supposed intention to go to the United States to harm the United States. Some of these boats, well, nothing is known about them at all, neither who they were nor what they were carrying inside. Nothing at all, right? So, well, yesterday, Kalle Kallas, the person in charge of European diplomacy, was very critical. She strongly criticized Trump's strategy of attacking and firing missiles at these boats. Without even evidence, without even stopping him, absolutely nothing, just attacking. So, obviously, this is generating more and more criticism, including from the United States' own allies. A topic, then, that is obviously attracting attention. Now, another important issue is what's happening with the former president of France, Nicolas Sarkozy. Do you remember that he was recently put in jail? Well, right now, this Sarkozy is not going to be set free, but they are going to take him out of jail. The former French president was freed after 20 days in prison under judicial supervision. The decision was made by the Paris Court of Appeal after a hearing in which Sarkozy participated by video conference from prison. The former president appeared emotional during the hearing. He said, "It's exhausting, a nightmare only made bearable by the officials' humanity," he reportedly stated. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, 2 of them to be served, for the illegal financing of the 2007 campaign with alleged funds from the Libyan regime of Muammar Gaddafi. He was held in total isolation under 24-hour armed surveillance in the Isla Sante prison. Becoming the first former French president to be imprisoned, the isolation sparked controversy. The UFAF and Union Nationale des Syndicats Autonomes unions denounced it as a security madness and a humiliation for the prison staff. The Minister of Justice, Gerard Darmian, visited the prison in the first days, causing controversy over possible political interference. Sarkozy denies all allegations, citing lack of evidence and political suspicion. His defense has appealed the sentences. He says he received absolutely nothing, that there is no evidence at all. Let him prove it. Well, it's a topic that is still being debated. The accusation? Between 2005 and 2007, as Minister of the Interior, he allegedly received those funds for his campaign. He was acquitted of passive corruption and embezzlement. But it's an issue that continues to cause divisions in that country as well. By the way, another thing that draws attention is, well, this one. On the other hand, this image appears of Ahmed Alshara arriving at the White House to meet with Donald Trump. At that moment, he passes by there behind the White House security. On the other hand, could Russia end up isolated from the global internet? This would result from Russia's own decision. The Russian legislator Alexei Chepa stated that in order to do so. Supposedly, so that they can come in and influence the 2026 elections, access to the global internet could be shut down. A kind of total censorship, very Latin American, right? Supposedly to prevent cyber attacks, according to reports, Russia could end up completely isolated from the global internet. They say this will happen if election interference is found, noting they've faced cyber attacks in past years. In response, they want to prevent attacks on the Central Electoral Commission. This, according to what Alexei Chepa, the Russian legislator who made this comment, says. He says, in case of a serious threat, the authorities are prepared to completely isolate the Russian internet from the global network. This could happen starting from March 1, 2026, according to the authorities of that country. Well, we'll see. If they completely disconnect, it would be something quite tremendous for the communication in that country.